We are following breaking news this morning at airports all across the country. ICE agents are now on site at airports from Atlanta to Newark, and the Trump administration says they'll help get the long security lines under control, with the overwhelmed TSA agents calling out since they've now been working without pay for a month because of the DHS shutdown. Democrats and union officials say ICE agents have no place doing security screenings. Here's President Trump earlier on that plan.
ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what do you think? He said, I think it's great. Then I saw today there was some masks on. I didn't think the masks were appropriate. I put out a statement and I asked them, would it be possible to take off the mask? Because they should wear a mask when they're dealing with the murderers and the thugs let into our country.
Let's bring in MS Now's Will McDuffie, who is live from Newark Airport in New Jersey, and Christine Vital, TSA officer at O'Hare International Airport in Chicago. Will, let's start there in Newark. Tell us about the situation there this morning, and what more do we know about where these ICE agents are being deployed and what they're doing?
Well, Anna, we know that they're being deployed to a handful of airports around the country to assist the critically understaffed TSA, whose agents, like you said, are missing paychecks during this partial government shutdown. And that's led to just surreal scenes of long lines and passengers missing flights. Now, here at Newark, things are relatively normal, at least on the surface. The security line behind me is only about 10 minutes long, and we have seen several ICE agents walking around. But what's unclear still, Anna, is what exactly the responsibilities are going to be. We haven't gotten a ton of answers from the administration on that. Let's take a listen, though, to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy yesterday.
They run those same type of security machines at the southern border, right? Packages come through or people come through. They run similar assets. And again, even if we look at the line there, to manage the through flow of people, and even administratively, they'll be helpful. But again, we have ICE agents who are trained and can provide assistance to agents.
And Anna, one thing I want to point out, and you heard President Trump talking in that soundbite that you played, any passengers at these airports who encounter ICE agents, they will see them unmasked. That's different than some of the scenes we've seen on American streets as they carry out immigration enforcement. They're wearing masks. The president has asked them to not wear masks as they work at these airports today, Anna.
All right. Will McDuffie, thank you for bringing us that reporting. Christine, I know you and your fellow TSA agents already feel overworked and not getting paid for it right now. So how do you feel about ICE agents who are being paid being sent in?
Well, I can tell you it's not going to be a good morale, that's for sure. Our officers have been working going on a month and a half without pay, and they're dedicated. They're coming in, they're working without a paycheck, finding means to get to work. So if ICE agents they're working, and of course, we all know that they are getting paid, it's just going to shock down the morale even more than it already is.
Talk a bit about the training that goes into becoming a TSA officer. Could someone else, even if they have some kind of security experience, just come in and do the work on day one?
No, it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience and a lot of training to become a TSA officer. So, yeah, maybe ICE knows how to do the border, but they do not know how to do aviation security.
Do you think this means pulling TSA agents off their regular work to train the ICE officers?
They don't have enough staffing just in general to do something like that. And to be honest with you, it takes a lot more than just 1 day or 2 days. It takes hours and hours and weeks of training the officers to become a TSA officer.
DHS says more than 400 TSA officers have quit since this shutdown began. It's now, I think, been almost a month. So what kind of security vulnerability does that create with fewer officers and these extremely long lines we're now seeing?
There is no security risk at this time due to the fact that there are officers still showing up to work. That they'll do is have a longer wait time and do their job. Officers need to get paid. They're coming in still waiting to get paid, but the security risk is not high due to the officers are still following their protocol and their SOP and other rules and regulations that they needed to become a TSA officer.
Are you considering changing jobs, or will you stick it out, stay through it?
I've been with TSA going on 24 years, so I guess that's my answer. I'm going to, stick it out as long as possible. That's all I can do it personally myself, but officers have quit during this time. It's not saying that I have the means to keep on working there, but I do have the means to keep my job where it's at this moment.
Well, we wish you the best. Thank you so much for joining us to share your perspective. Christine Vitel, it's good to have you with us.
All right, have a good day. Thank you.